Okay, so are you ready for some serious family drama mixed with a good dose of romance?
Sounds juicy. I'm in.
Because today we're diving deep into Tessa Bailey's novel, Dream Girl Drama.
Okay.
And let me tell you, this one's a real page-turner.
I love Tessa Bailey. What's the setup?
So we've got Sig, our hero, a hotshot hockey player, who meets this absolutely captivating woman named Chloe.
Where do they meet? At the rink?
Nope, a fancy country club. Total opposites attract kind of vibe, right?
I can already see the sparks flying.
Oh, absolutely. They have this instant connection, a stolen kiss, all that good stuff.
The classic whirlwind romance.
Exactly. But just when things are heating up, bam, they find out something that totally throws a wrench in their plans.
Oh, don't tell me she's secretly married or something.
Worse, she's about to become his stepsister.
Whoa, talk about awkward family dinners.
Right, that's forbidden romance for you. Always got to have those high stakes.
It's a classic trope for a reason, right? I mean, you think Romeo and Juliet, all those obstacles, we just can't get enough of that drama.
Yeah, it's like we're wired to be fascinated by those forbidden love stories. But let's get back to our leading lady, Chloe.
Yeah, what's her deal?
Well, the book describes her as a manic pixie dream girl. That quirky, free-spirited type.
Oh, I see. Like a whirlwind of energy who shakes up the protagonist's world.
You got it. But that whole manic pixie dream girl thing can be a bit controversial. What do you think about it?
Yeah, it's a tricky one. I mean, those characters can be fun, but sometimes they lack depth. They're more like a catalyst for the guy's growth.
Right, instead of having their own agency.
Exactly. So it'll be interesting to see how Bailey handles Chloe. Does she make her more than just a stereotype?
Good question. Especially since she comes from this totally different world than Sig.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He's the hockey player, and she's
a heart prodigy from a super wealthy family. Total clash of worlds, right? Like, imagine their families meeting for the first time.
Oh, that would be a scene. It's that whole opposites attract thing, taken to the extreme.
And that's got to fuel their attraction too, right? The contrast between them.
Totally. It's like their differences highlight what they're missing in their own lives.
And probably what draws them to each other in the first place.
Exactly. Authors often use really contrasting language to emphasize that. Like, Sig's world might be described with all these words about strength and competition.
While Chloe's is all about elegance and beauty.
Yeah, and that makes their connection all the more electric.
But let's not forget the elephant in the room, or should I say, the soon-to-be step-sibling in the room.
Right, that whole forbidden aspect adds a whole other layer of complexity. I mean, how do you even navigate that?
Seriously. On the one hand, they have this crazy chemistry, but on the other hand, it's like, are they really willing to cross that line?
And what would that even mean for their families?
Right. Plus, imagine the societal judgment. Talk about a scandal.
It's like the story forces us to confront those societal norms and why certain relationships are considered taboo.
It really makes you think.
And what about the characters themselves? Are they strong enough to overcome all of that, or will the pressure just tear them apart?
So many questions. And on top of all that, Chloe's also got this whole other thing going on.
What's that?
She's desperate for independence from her controlling mother.
Oh, wow, that's interesting. It's not just a love story, then.
Definitely not. It's like, could Sid be the key to her finally breaking free?
That's a good point. He represents a world outside of everything she knows.
Maybe he can give her the courage to stand up to her mom and finally live her own life.
It makes you think about those moments in life where we meet someone who changes everything. Someone who pushes us to grow.
And makes us question everything we thought we knew.
Exactly.
This book is seriously making me think, what would I do if I were in Chloe's shoes?
It's easy to judge from the outside, but when you're in the middle of it all,
logic goes right out the window.
And that's what makes these stories so captivating. They tap into our own desires and those gray areas of morality.
Makes you realize that sometimes the heart wants what it wants, even if it's messy.
Exactly. It's not about condoning or condemning. It's about understanding those complex human emotions.
Well said. I think we've barely scratched the surface of dream girl trauma.
I know, right? It's so much more than just a romance. There's all this social commentary and deeper meaning woken in.
And I love how Bailey uses this whole forbidden romance trope to explore themes of identity and societal expectations.
It's going to be fascinating to see how she handles it all. Will Chloe find her own path? Will she and Sig defy the odds?
So many possibilities.
This is one of those books that stays with you long after you finish it.
For sure. And for our listeners, if you're looking for a story that'll challenge your perceptions and keep you hooked, I highly recommend checking out Dream Girl Trauma.
It's a deep dive you won't regret. Trust me.
So go grab a copy and let us know what you think.
They'd love to hear your thoughts.
Until next time, happy reading.